Week 7, second to last week of the cut, and I'm definitely starting to feel tired. The low calories are kicking in, I'm getting a bit moody, getting a little bit wound up with things, so the fun has definitely gone, and this is where discipline kicks in. This week, I'm just tightening the screws, making sure everything's in the right place, and pushing on for that final week. There wasn't a huge drop on the scales this week. In fact, I only dropped 200 grams and went from 91.1 down to 89.9. Now, I'm not really too frustrated because I do think the physique is drying out a little bit. For a mini cut, I feel fairly happy with where I am. However, I am hoping the scales drop a little bit more next week for the final weigh-in. This is the first week where I really started to struggle in the gym. Both my strength and my energy are pretty low, so I definitely found it hard to push myself to the limit. However, what I did do was push myself as hard as I could, and I just kept the intensity as high as possible. So sometimes at the end of a diet, you'll get this, which is completely normal. And even though I'm not really low body fat, just the fact that I've been in a diet for 7 weeks straight has really kind of started to take its toll. Completely normal, push as hard as I can, and I'm looking forward to, in a couple of weeks' time, eating back to what my new maintenance will be and building a bit of strength back in. My nutrition's been on point this week. What I have decided to do just for the last couple of weeks is just take my calories down by 200 down to 2,000. I'm still at 200 grams of protein, but I've decided to drop my carbs down. Now, this is just for the last couple of weeks. It'll just help me reduce a little bit of body water and glycogen, which will have me looking a little bit flatter and sharper in the final photos. So I haven't done this the whole way through the cut, mainly because I want to keep performance as high as possible. Really, this is just a mini cut and I'm not trying to diet down for a specific day or get like super shredded. But just to look a little bit sharper in the final photos, slightly lower carbs, slightly lower calories. My diet consisted of oats in the morning, then I'd have my yogurt bowl pre-workout, and then I kind of dropped my carbs from there, had a prawn salad for lunch, had an omelette with some smoked salmon for dinner, and then had some dark chocolate and whey protein before bed. So really simple, really basic, but that should put me in a really good position going into the final week. The hunger is definitely there, okay? It's manageable, just got to keep busy, keep active, try and distract myself as much as I can. And this is where me eating the same foods repeatedly really works, okay? Because it's all about discipline. Motivation at this point just doesn't matter. Week 7 was all about routine. No big highs, no big lows, just nice and steady. And that's what sets up the final week. So that's week 7 and everything is lined up for week 8. One final push. The macros are going to stay tight, training will stay consistent, and the finishing line is in sight. Let's finish this thing off strong.